Hello everyone, we're introducing the minor scale. Okay, please follow along in standard 3 of the Open Music Theory CUNY online textbook. Okay, in 3.1, we introduced the idea of a natural minor scale, also called an Aeolian mode. Throughout this class, we're going to be talking about when we talk about the minor scale, we'll be referring to this natural minor scale because there are a few different versions of the minor scale that exist. For this scale, again, it's called the natural minor scale, or it can be called the Aeolian mode. And as with all minor scales, the third scale degree, that is to say the third note of the scale, is always characteristically a little lower when you compare it with the major scale. So that's the characteristic minor scale sound. Before we look at how to write the minor scale, though, the first thing I want to go over with you is this new interval of a minor third. So remember that we've talked about a major second and a minor second already. So a major second is, the minor second is 1/2 step. We was talking about. So between E and F, for example, that's a minor second. Between F sharp and G, for example, that's a minor second because it's a 1/2 step. And major second is 2/2 steps. So maybe you have E flat to F, so E flat to E is 1/2 step, E to F is another F step. So E flat to F is a major second. And we'll talk about the specifics of intervals a little bit later on in the semester. For now, just remember that we're looking at minor seconds as 1/2 step, major second as 2/2 step. The new concept here is we're going to add one more, is the minor third, which is going to be 3/2 steps. Okay, so for example, from C to E flat is a minor third. Now, how do I find that out? So let's take a look at the steps that we'll need to take to find the minor third. Okay, so first, let's start with a note. Any note that you want to start with, that you want to create a minor third above, let's say. So let's say I have treble clef. Okay, and here's a treble clef, and let's say I start with the note C. Right, here's a C, and I want to find the minor third above the C. Okay, so the first is just to write down the note name. The second step is that using the musical alphabet, I'm going to write down the letter name that is a third above the original note, counting the original C as 1. Okay, so I'm going to go through the alphabet and go C, D, E. Okay, I know that a third above this note, a minor third above this note, will be some kind of an E. Okay, next, number 3, go to the piano keyboard. But find the original note. I'm going to raise it by 3/2 steps. So I'm going to start with C. I'm going to raise it by 3/2 steps. So 1, 2, 3. And finally, we're going to describe this new pitch, this one, by using the letter name that's the third above the original note. So we're going to use E to describe this key on the keyboard. And of course, this will be an E flat, not a D sharp. Okay, because again, we're using the third letter above to describe this. So this is going to be an E flat. So a minor third above C is an E flat. Now, two things are important here. One is that you have to first find the third letter above the original note, counting the original one as 1. Okay, so C, D, E flat. And then find it on the keyboard and describe the 3/2 steps above in terms of that letter. Notice that I'm not calling this a D sharp. Okay, this is going to be important when we talk about relative majors and relative minors, and also intervals later on. Okay, so a minor third above a C is going to be an E flat. Let's do another one. Let's talk about, maybe we're in bass clef, and let's say we need a let's say, gosh, we'll do an F. Okay, we'll do an F. Okay, so how do I find a minor third above the F? Okay, well, first I'll write down the note name. Next, I'm going to use the musical alphabet and write down the letter name that is a third above this, counting the original as 1. So F, G, A. So I know that the minor third above F will be some kind of an A. Okay. Next, I'm going to go to the keyboard or keyboard chart, right? And I'm going to find the original note, F. I'm going to raise it 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. And then finally, I'm going to describe this new note in terms of this letter that's a third above the original. So this has to be an A flat. I have to call it an A flat. Okay. So a minor third above an F is an A flat.